Welcome to another Round the Grounds episode. So it's League One this time. My big predictions. We've gone through League Two, so it's the turn of League One. I'm going to give you my 24 predictions, top to bottom. So we're just going to dive into it, go through them, start at the bottom, 24th, and finish at the top. Like I say, if you've watched my content before, definitely not an expert, never portrayed to be, just a little bit of fun for me to track throughout the season and get you guys involved, the fans, and see where you think your team are going to finish this season. So we're going to dive into it, like I said, starting from 24 all the way up to top of the league, and see who the champions, well, I think they're going to be the champions for League One 2024-25 season. A big season ahead, a tough league to predict. I'll admit that. I've chopped and changed a few teams quite a few times, hence why it's been filmed so close to the season. But yeah, let's dive into it and see what you think to my predictions. So yeah, to finish bottom, 24th place, I've got a team that I watched get promoted from League 2 last season, and that is Crawley. I believe it's going to be a tough season. Obviously, yeah, they got promoted last year, but just looking at the transfers, they've just got an all new team, lost some top players, obviously. Osfield, who's gone to Burton Albion. The keeper, who I really rate, who's gone to Stockport, Abbey, is it? But a whole host of players have left, and they seem to get an whole host of players in to replace them, which I feel is going to be tough, especially coming up promoted into a tough league. Like I said, there's some top sides in this division, and I just think it's going to be a tall order. But Crawley proved everyone wrong, myself included. Last season I had them to finish bottom. Can they do it again? But yeah, that's just my reasoning for them finishing 24th. And the team to finish 23rd and also going down this season, I've got Stevenage. Obviously, fantastic season last year, but a big factor in that was Steve Evans. Obviously, he's gone back to his old club, Rotherham. But the job he did last year was quite incredible. I think everyone thought Stevenage would probably do okay, maybe tops mid-table, but to be challenging for that playoff spot last year, and just missing out at the last moment. Yeah, it was a fantastic season, but for him to go back to his old club, it's going to be a big loss. Obviously, Alex Ravel coming in. Not much managerial experience, and I just think they'll struggle. They'll find it hard, and a little bit like Crawley, I think this division is just going to be relentless this year. The teams I'm going to be listing, obviously, to finish in top end of the table, it's going to be a tall order. So that's my reasoning for Stevenage to finish 23rd. And also to be joining them relegated in 22nd, I've got Shrewsbury Town. Obviously, manager Paul Hurst. I just feel Shrewsbury have been on the decline now, obviously. And I just, again, like Stevenage and Crawley, I just think they're going to find it tough this year. Losing players like Che Dunkley, which was a strange one. Obviously, he's gone to Chesterfield. Fantastic signing for him. I just think he was solid. The Shrewsbury fans really raved about him. Obviously, he's ex-Wednesday, so yeah, I know all about him. He was solid for them. Obviously, picked up players like John Marquis, and Harrison Biggins from Donny, good signings. But yeah, I just think they'll just find it tough and against better teams in this division. So yeah, that's my reasoning for Shrewsbury to join Crawley and Stevenage and getting relegated in 22nd place. And to finish in 21st, the final relegation spot, it's a team that's obviously just avoided relegation last year, and that's Cambridge United, under the leadership of Gary Monk. Looking at the transfers, are just all freebies. Nothing to note really that's coming. Gary Gardner, yeah, he's got experience, but I just think, again, like the teams below him, there's going to be better quality in this division, and obviously flirting with relegation last year, I think it's going to be time that they finally get relegated this year. So yeah, that's my final relegation spot. Sorry, Cambridge fans, if you're watching. I do like what they're trying to do at the club. Obviously, infrastructure is being built there, but yeah, I just think they're going to come up against some good opposition in this league this year. And to finish 20th, I've got Northampton Town. Obviously, fairly decent season last year, but yeah, I've just got them just narrowly missing relegation. It's going to be a tougher task this year, as I've echoed from my 4 previous teams. Tough division, but yeah, I think they'll just have enough to scrape and just avoid relegation. Obviously signing Tom Eaves on a free transfer from Rotherham. James Wilson's coming from Port Vale. But yeah, nothing to really write home about. Again, free transfers. But yeah, I've got you just avoiding relegation this season. My team to finish in 19th is Exeter City. Obviously dropping a little bit from last season. Again, I think it's going to be a tough division. The teams that have come up from League 2, but the teams that have come down from the Championship to already compete against the teams that are in there. Obviously, Exeter are competing against all that. I think the only reason I've not got them to be in the relegation is probably St James's Park's a tough place to go. A top signing, obviously Ryan Woods from Hull City is a great signing. But yeah, I just think that on form, it's a tough place to go for teams. So yeah, I've just got you, obviously in and around that relegation fight, but yeah, not quite going down, but yeah, just missing out in 19th position. And to finish in 18th, Burton Albion, a team that always flirts with relegation. They're probably in there quite a lot, obviously in the dog fight, but they always manage to claw the way out of it. This year they've just gone absolutely berserk with the transfers. Name a couple: Elliot Watt from Salford. We've got Horsey from Crawley, who was a top signing. Really rate him, the striker from Crawley. But yeah, I'm not even going to try and count how many come in for Burton. It's a complete overall. So they've tried to obviously change things, because obviously they can see that there's always so many times that you can flirt with relegation. So they've probably obviously refreshed things and yeah, tried to really push on, because they know the quality of this division this year. You just can't leave a stone unturned, and yeah, I think that's why they've probably had that overall this season. Obviously, it's not the ideal position that Burn fans maybe foresee. I don't know whether you'll higher expectations, but yeah, I think you'll still be in that relegation mix, but you'll have enough again. That's the reason I've got you in 18th position. And to finish in 17th, another promoted team from League 2 is Mansfield Town. Obviously, Nigel Clough finally getting Mansfield promoted to League One after a fantastic season last year. After being nearly men for so many years, they finally get over the line and be back where the fans believe that they should be. And I think this year it's just about getting that stability. I've said it obviously on my past teams. It's going to be such a tough league. So getting safe and avoid relegation in their first season and getting that stability, I think Mansfield, they'll take that all day long. And I think under Cloughy, I think they'll get that, because he knows what he's doing. He's been around the block. He's managed in this division before, so he knows what it takes to do that. Obviously, ex-Wednesday League Gregory coming in, fantastic signing, knows this division inside out and will score goals from. So yeah, I think 17th, fair start, fair first season in this division. So yeah, 17th for Mansfield Town. And in 16th, I've got Leyton Orient. Obviously, Richie Wellens did a fantastic job last year. Obviously, not just avoid relegation, but yeah, never really in that mix were they last year. I thought they were a brilliant first season. And I think, again, it's going to be quite similar. I think he has them playing some good stuff, and it'll be hard to beat. And they always seem to go and have a go, whether it's home or away. I think that's how Richie Wellens sets up. And yeah, a couple of free transfers, a couple of loans, nothing to note. But yeah, I think it'll be a comfortable season for Leyton Orient in 16th. My team to finish in 15th position is Bristol Rovers. Obviously, manager Matt Taylor coming in after getting sacked from Rotherham. Yeah, just nothing glamorous about him. I think the Rotherham fans were quite critical towards him, where he'll just set up not to get beat away from home and obviously try and nick 1-0. So it's never going to be over exciting football. But I just think Bristol Rovers will just have enough to not flirt with relegation too much, but also not really push on to challenge up the top end of the division. Couple of transfers to note: Isaac Hutchinson from Walsall for 300k, Prompsy Cherry, I'm going to try and pronounce it, from Fleetwood, 590k. Fairly decent signings, but yeah, I think it'll just be a steady run-of-the-mill season for Bristol Rovers in 15th. And my team to finish in 14th is Reading. Obviously, with the club, everything that's overhanging it at the moment, that's not gone away, and that's my reasoning that I think that's still obviously looking over them type thing, and we just don't know what's around the corner. Obviously, the owner's still there, and whether he's actively trying to sell the club or whether he's just trying to lead the fans on, I don't know. Sooner he gets out, the better, and Reading fans can move on. But credit to Reading last season for the job that Ruben Selas did. It's quite remarkable, really. Just every week there sort of seemed to be drama within the club. Obviously, you had the pitch invasions, fans not happy, well within their right. Obviously, the talk of the sale of the training ground. So it wasn't an easy season, but to avoid relegation and yeah, just make it look like they were never really worried about it towards the end of the season either, is just, yeah, it's testament to the job that he did, and fantastic. And I think it'll be similar this year. There's going to be stories and maybe more points deduction, and yeah, I just hope for Reading fans that they finally get the news that they want, and he's well shut of the club and they can look forward. And yeah, I think everyone, the football world, can all support him. But yeah, Reading, I think it'll just have a steady season on the pitch, off the pitch. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm praying and crossing my fingers for you all that you get the outcome that you all want. But yeah, 14th, no threat of relegation, and yeah, I just don't think you'll be up challenging for the playoffs. My team to finish in 13th position is Bolton Wanderers. Obviously, Matt Bloomfield in charge. Looking at the transfers, no real activity, nothing really to shout about. Ex-Wednesday Tariq Batkinson, what Wycombe fans don't expect much from him energy-wise. nothing really to offer. But I think they'll just be that run-of-the-mill mid-table side. Obviously Wycombe have been in and around the playoffs and had them promotions, but I think things are sort of declining. Obviously Ainsworth moved on, that brand of tough to beat football is sort of disappearing, and yeah, I think there's just better quality outfits in this division this year, and that's why I've placed them in 13th position. Wycombe fans, you might think different, or you might be agreeing with me, stick in the comments, but yeah, that's my reasoning in why I've got you in 13th. And my team to finish in 12th is another promoted outfit, is Wrexham. Obviously all the talk, the cameras and the glamour behind the Wrexham train, I just think things will start slowing a little bit. Obviously, yeah, they've got the back-to-back promotions, but they're in a really tougher league now. Transfer activities, there's nothing really moved in terms of that as at this moment. Whether that'll change in this week, obviously with the season fast approaching, I don't know. I think one fantastic signing is keeping the keeper. He's immense last year. Arthur Onku. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that well. If I've got that right, give us a thumbs up. Probably not. But yeah, he was absolutely immense last season, and to get him back on with Wrexham, I'm reading here it's a free transfer, so that's obviously great news. I think he was on loan last year. If Wrexham fans can correct me on that, I'm not too sure, but I'm sure he was on loan from Arsenal last year. But yeah, I think it's just going to be that steady the ship this year. Obviously they have spent some money these past few seasons. I just think they have to have that season where they adjust to their higher division, and I think this season, don't get me wrong, finishing in 12th would be no failure. I think it'll be a great first season, but yeah, that's my reasoning why I've got Wrexham finishing in 12th. And my team to finish in 11th is Leyton City. After a fantastic second half of the season, we're on quite the run. Obviously Michael Scubala, is it? He had quite a run, nearly getting in the playoffs, but just missing out at the business end of the season. And I think they will challenge at some point and be in that mix, but just not have enough compared to the other teams that I'm going to place in the playoffs. I've said this numerous of times already on this video. It's such a tough league. And Lincoln and the team that I'm going to name next, finishing 10th, I've swapped a few times. That I could see him in and around it, maybe finishing in 8th, a little bit higher, but I just think the quality is just, it's going to be such a good league, such a competitive league. But I just think, yeah, just for that reason, I think finishing 11th for Lincoln, I think it'll be a reasonable season. But yeah, that's my reasoning for that. And the team to finish in 10th is Charlton Athletic. Obviously Nathan Jones in charge now. Fantastic manager for this level. My only concern is why I didn't have him further up is the main man, Alfie May, went to Birmingham. That's a massive loss. Had he been still at the club, I'd have probably given him cause to be in the playoffs or in that like mix. Obviously to replace his goals, and it's going to be tough. Yeah, they've spent 1 million on the lad from Ipswich, which I'm going to try and pronounce again. They're always funny names that I'm trying to pronounce, aren't they? Hadame. Again, correct me if I'm wrong with that. But yeah, Alfie May he's guaranteed goals in it. So to lose that, I think it's a massive loss. I like the sign of Luke Berry from Luton on a free transfer. But yeah, I just think that for that reason, with Alfie May, loss of goals. I think 10th for Charlton this season. And a team to finish in 9th is, again, a promoted outfit, a team that I really like. I like the project, I like what their goals and aspirations are, and that's Stockport County. I think out of the promoted teams, I think they're going to be the better out of the 4 that come up. And the transfers, I like them, the youthful, their energy. The Dave Challoner, I think he'll kick them on again. The lad from Man City, under 21s, Lewis Forini. We got Lewis Bate from the Leeds under 21s. Callum Connolly from Blackpool. Jack Diamond, who's I've really rated, especially his time at Harrogate. He were really good and exciting, and he's finally got an home after being released by Sunderland. I think great signings, and the keeper as well from Crawley, really rate him. He plays more of a centre half than a bloody keeper. But yeah, I just like the project that Stockport are trying to do. Obviously, they had that goal, 7 years to be in the Championship, and to finish 9th, I think would be a great step towards that, and a building block to kick on. But yeah, I think for 9th would be a fantastic season. Yeah, I just like the project, and that's why I've given them. I think they'll be on that crest of the wave. Fans are buzzing after all the turmoil that have gone through over the years. I just think that's my reasoning for giving Stockport 9th. Do you agree or do you disagree? Get in the comments. And the team I've got to finish 8th this season is Blackpool. Obviously, Neil Critchley, manager. Transfers coming in. Ashley Fletcher from Watford, or he was on loan at Wednesdays. Didn't have the great spell there. Lee Evans from Portsmouth, decent signing. And obviously that man who scored quite a few goals for the club last season, Jordan Rhodes. But do they have enough to break into that playoffs? Probably not. Obviously losing Dembele, I think he's gone back on loan to another club, or back to his parent club. Is it Brest? He's going to be a big miss. He added that quality and that creativity. Have they replaced him? Not too sure. But yeah, I just think they'll just not have enough to break into that playoff places. So that's my reasoning for Blackpool sitting in 8th. So we're getting to the nitty gritty now, where you want to be. But this next spot is not where you want to be. But the team I've got to finish 7th and just missing out in the playoffs is Wigan Athletic. Sean Maloney is manager. I do think they're going to have a better season. Obviously, last season wasn't amazing, but they were building and trying to get back to where they believe that they belong. And like I say, I think they will have that better season. Just not enough to break into that top 6 and chase into them playoffs. They're going to be in and around there, a little bit like Blackpool. But my top 6, I just feel that just that little step above where Wigan need to be. But yeah, that's my reasoning for finishing in 7th for Wigan. Sorry, Wigan fans, but are you happy with that positioning, or do you think you're going to be finishing higher? But yeah, sorry, Wigan finishing in 7th and then just missing out in them playoff positions. So now we're in to the playoffs. My first pick to finish 6th. So if you're in the playoffs or above, into the automatics, you can get excited, because Around the Grounds believes you're going to have a good season. You're going to finish into the position that you may feel that you deserve, or you may feel that it's not going to be such a successful season. But I'm just basing on this, whether it's the manager or your recruitment. But my team to finish in 6th and get that playoff spot is Rotherham United. Steve Evans returns, second spell at the club. Some fans weren't happy that he returned. Obviously, he's one of them managers that does seem to jump ship, but under Steve Evans, he's exactly what you need after relegation last season. A dismal year in the Championship. No fight, but Steve Evans will give you that fight. He'll make you solid. He'll make you resilient. He'll make you tough to beat. With the signings that he's brought in, he's got experience that he's worked with, but experience in this division that know how to get out of it. I don't think he'll score boatload of goals, but I just think he'll be hard to beat. You'll probably nick games 1-2, 2-0, but you'll certainly be in that mix for the playoff positions. Obviously, Johnson Clark-Harris returns from Peterborough. You know what you're going to get from him. You're going to get goals and experience. Obviously, he's 29 now, but he's a beast. Knows this division inside out. Cameron Dawson, Wednesday's solid replacement. He's going to be obviously your number one. Knows how to get out of this division. You've also got Reece James that comes in from Wednesday's left back, solid. Sean Raggett from Portsmouth, he obviously got promoted last season. So yeah, it's reason to be optimistic for the Rotherham fans, and I think after relegation last year, I think in and around them playoffs will be a fantastic season in League One. So Rotherham finishing in 6th. And my team to finish in 5th, who probably always in that playoff mix, but they always miss out again. Peterborough United, I believe he'll be in there again. 5th position under Darren Ferguson, knows what he takes to get in the mix. Yeah, you've lost players. Obviously, Peterborough have got that habit of plucking players from the lower leagues and moving on for good profits, which I love that sort of business model that they do. It's fantastic. A lot of clubs should sort of try and use that. Obviously, Harrison Burrows, great left back, he's gone on to Sheffield United. Obviously, we just mentioned Johnson Clark-Harris, he's gone to Rotherham, but it's a free transfer. Coming in, I really like Chris Clark from Altrincham. Scored goals there, 415k. I believe looking at him last season, I think he'll take to league football like a duck to water. I think he'll be a cracking signing. He's that sort of Peterborough model player. Again, with the left back coming from Crewe from 600k, Rio Abelsi. My pronunciation for names is absolutely shocking. But yeah, Peterborough finishing in 5th. That's my reasoning. Darren Ferguson knows what it takes, and you'll be in that mixer again. And my team to finish in 4th, obviously relegated last season, is Huddersfield Town. Great appointment in Michael Duff. Exactly the appointment that if I were a Huddersfield fan I'd like to see. He again knows this league. Obviously missing out on promotion with Barnsley. He went on to Swansea. It wasn't quite the fit that they thought it was going to be. But yeah, he'll have a point to prove and want to bounce back with Huddersfield. They made some decent signings as well. Obviously Herbie Kane coming from Barnsley, he knows this division inside out. You've got Mikael Miller from Plymouth, very good utility player. Yeah, recruited fairly well. I think Michael Duff will have you hard to beat. and playoffs. Obviously, after getting relegated last season, I think it'll be a successful season. So yeah, Huddersfield finishing in 4th. Now my team to finish in 3rd. The next 2 teams I've swapped a couple of times. I think this, out of all the placings in this division, I think has been the hardest for me. But my reason I'm going to give you, and the team that I'm going to give you to finish 3rd and the final place to make up the playoffs is Barnsley. I like what they've done this summer. I think Darryl Clark is a fantastic appointment. He's got that Barnsley. It's just a Barnsley appointment. I think he's going to fit so well. I think recruitment-wise, they've recruited experience. Obviously, Conor Hourihane comes back to the club. He's a free transfer from Derby. You got Mark Roberts, free transfer from Birmingham. Yeah, I just think you've recruited really well, and a top signing is Matthew Craig from Tottenham on loan, who Donny fans know all about him. He's obviously took that step to this division, and I think he's going to slot in. Obviously, he's going to replace Herbie Kane, who's gone to Huddersfield. But yeah, I think they'll have a decent season. I just think with the team, it's just been so hard picking this. I had them in 2nd, then I changed them, then it's been tough, this one. But I think Barnsley fans will be happy with that. Another playoff position, finishing in 3rd. But yeah, that's my reasoning. So if you've not made the playoffs, the final 2, and if you've not heard your team, you can get excited, because I've predicted you to get the automatic positions. The team that I think will finish 2nd this season and go up automatic, and after the big disappointment of missing out on the playoff final last season, is Bolton Wanderers. And for that reason, I think, obviously missing out, and yeah, I just think they really bottled that final, and I think that's going to sort of galvanise them this season. Ian Evatt, obviously, playoffs the season before, they lost to Barnsley in the semi-final, and then missing out last season to Oxford in the final. I think they're going to go that one step further and try and avoid the playoffs. No one wants the playoffs. They're awful. They're just a lottery, and I think he's going to push them on this season. I think he's going to just, like I say, galvanise them and push them on, and want to put that wrong right this season. And with the squad that they had, and with the additions that they've brought in, it's gonna push them on, and I think they'll go that one step further. So yeah, Bolton Wanderers going up automatic, finishing in 2nd. And the team I've got to win League One this season is Birmingham City. Obviously, after the disappointment of last season, getting relegated, the owners obviously coming in last season, it have been a big disappointment getting relegated. So they've really invested in the club this year, and they want to bounce back. And I just think anything but finishing in the top 2, I think, will be a massive failure with the money that they've spent. We'll just go through them now. We've got Clare from Damsked, 4.15 million. Williamson from Go Eagles, 4 million. Hansen from Almeria, again, Dutch outfit, 1.75 million. Alex Cochran from Arts, 1.2 million. And obviously Alfie May, that we've mentioned, absolute bagsman in this division for Charlton last season, is a fantastic signing. And Mark Leonard from Brighton, great signing, and Bailey Peacock Farrow's got bags of experience, who played for Wednesday in this division. So yeah, I just think they'll just the team to beat, which will make their task harder, because everyone will want to beat them this season in this division. with the money that they've spent, but I just think they'll just have that much quality that, yeah, I just can't see them finishing other than top of the league, and finishing anything outside of the automatics, like I said, would be a massive failure, especially for their owners, because they want to bounce back straight away, and I expect them to still bring bodies in. Obviously, Chris Davis, I believe is his first appointment, Tottenham youth coach, which is an appointment that no one really expected, but I quite like. He seems to play a nice, attractive brand of football, which I think any football fan can appreciate. But yeah, I just think they'll just have too much for this division, and they're my team to win it. So Birmingham fans, top of the league, bounce back. What do you think to that? So that completes League One predictions for the 2024-25 season. What do you think? Get in the comments. Do you agree with where I've placed your team? Like I say, I'm not an expert. I just do this for a bit of fun. I'm just going to keep track of it. Sort of Christmas time, I might do a little update on each division and see where I'm at. I'll probably be miles out. I didn't do a video from last year. Wrote them down and tried to keep track of it, and yeah, I was just miles out with everyone. But that's it. I never portray to be an expert. I just do it for the love of the game, and yeah, I'm just a footy fan like everyone watching. But yeah, please comment below where you think your team is going to place. How excited are you for the season? Filming this 4 days out to the big kick-off. I'm absolutely buzzing for it. The EFL is back. Thank you everyone for watching. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Please drop a like. It will really help the channel and myself. If you're new around here, consider subscribing. I'll be probably coming to a ground near you. And yeah, enjoy the season. We're all starting on a level playing field. All the dreams and hopes that we've got coming up to the season, we've all got them, and I can't wait to get going. But thanks so much for watching, and yeah, we'll see you on another one. Thanks for watching, everyone.